How's it going, everybody? Lex back with another figure unboxing. These are the wrestling figures I've picked up over the past few months. We have some defining moments, some network spotlights, and a couple of others. So stay tuned for the unboxing and quick review of all these figures. But before we do that, I wanted to show a few other figures because basically when I recorded my last one, the video was so long that my camera cuts off at certain points, and it cut off a few unboxings. I can't redo those unboxings. Well, I guess I could, but I don't really want to. But I will show those figures just in case they were left out of the review. So here is the Finn Balor figure. Again, I'm pretty sure I reviewed this when I made my video, but I don't think it made it into the video. So this is probably one of the better figures I've seen in terms of paint goes. I don't like these right here. These things are really hard plastic, and so they just they're stiff and they don't hang down like they probably should. These right here are a little softer, so they do kind of hang down. But if I were to take this off, you can see they don't hang down, which sucks. Would have been cool if they had some sort of cloth-like feature to them. But we take those off, and you have the figure right here. As you can see, the paint is really well done on this figure. Look on the back here. A lot more detail on the back. We've got the wings and kind of like the fire going up here. And then the design on the back of the boots too. Just really cool. I am not a huge Finn Balor fan, but I do think that this figure is one of the better figures. So if you can find it, if you find it on the shelves, this was actually pretty difficult to find for a while. But now I've seen, in certain stores, I've seen like 3 or 4 of them on the shelf. So just kind of look around if you're really looking for them. Or you can get them on Amazon, I think, or eBay for like 30, 40 bucks. But really good figure. So next up is this Dolph Ziggler figure. And again, I'm not really sure if I got this in the review or not. But I remember it's either I didn't get the unboxing in or both. But he has this plastic shirt here that you can take off on the sides and lift up over his head, maybe. Come on now. Jeez. These are supposed to be easier to take off and put on. So here's him with his shirt off. He's got the trunks, the short trunks that say "over it" on the back, or "over it," with a girl bending over, and DZ design with the zippers right here. I like this figure a lot, actually. You can see the definition in this figure that you really can't see in most others. The arms are more shredded and everything. And I just like his head scan. He's got kind of like this smirking, eyebrow raised head scan and the slicked back blonde hair. So, yeah, pretty good figure for Dolph Ziggler. He also comes with the white Intercontinental Championship that I just didn't bother to get out. So, but pretty good figure. And finally, we have the Target Hall of Fame Yokozuna with, he came with 2 tag belts. And he comes with the white tights, I guess you would say, design. There's also a Yokozuna with the red tights as well. I think most people prefer the red tights because that's mainly what he wore in his big run with the WWF title. I love this figure. Look at this right here. Look at the ass on Yokozuna. It's like a turtle shell or something like that. It's awesome when you have to mold new unique pieces for these guys. It's pretty cool. I don't think that any other figure uses this mold. I mean, I have Earthquake. You saw the Earthquake figure. He doesn't use that, and I can't really think of anybody else as big off the top of my head that they've made that would use this. So I'm pretty sure this is unique to Yokozuna. He's also got the braided hair in the back here, which is really cool, with the ties that are painted separately and the big bow on the back. So really cool figure. I really dig this one. If you can find this one, he's getting kind of hard to find, but if you can find this one, it's a pretty good figure right here. Especially that it comes with the 2 tag team belts. Okay, so first and foremost, I bought this extra Sasha Banks because I was planning on doing like a paint job on it. I don't know if I'm still going to do that, but an extra Sasha, to me, is probably not a terrible thing to have, especially if this turns out to be the better face scan of her, because they've released a face scan of the new Elite Sasha Banks coming out, and it looks pretty bad. I think this face scan is okay. Obviously not the best, but I don't think it's the worst. If you see the new one is terrible. And they actually did the new one twice, so but I'm not going to open this one. Just wanted to show you guys that I picked it up. Alright, so the first one that we're going to open today is this Elite Cody Rhodes figure that I got from Target. And I picked this up, it was $10, I think, because they had all their Elite figures for $10. And with Cody leaving WWE and everything like that, who knows when we're going to get another just plain Cody Rhodes figure. This might be the last Cody Rhodes figure that we actually get. So I wanted to pick it up and kind of, I don't know, just have it, I guess, because I don't have a Cody Rhodes figure. If you're going to get a Cody Rhodes figure and you have the money just to pick whatever one you want, I think obviously going with the masked one where he had the clear mask and the paper bags that he would put over the people's heads, that's probably the one to go for. But this one was $10 and I couldn't pass that up, so let's open it up. So a lot of you guys have really dug the first unboxing vid, which is great, and I think I'm gonna do my childhood collection in the next video, because I have so many figures that mean a lot to me. Alright, so this figure is a couple years old now. Target just had him on the shelf, so I thought, why not? He comes with this jacket here that's actually kind of a really tough plastic. Maybe it's because it's been sitting in the box for so long, perhaps. I don't know, but it's pretty tough. Alright, so jacket is off. For the figure himself, he's got a very serious head scan with black hair. He's got one hand and wrist taped up. He's got the black trunks with the silver and red design on the side here, and the red design right there. 2 black knee pads and 2 black boots. So this figure is nothing too crazy in the way of design, but I actually really like the simplicity of this figure. I love the black, red design. I was a big fan of Serious Cody, and I like Stardust as well. But yeah, obviously he preferred Serious Cody. So let's get this shirt on and move on to the next figure. So this shirt is the typical Mattel kind of soft plastic with the attachments on the side that don't seem to be sticking very well. There we go. So that's what he looks like with his shirt on. I'm not a big fan of it. I prefer cloth shirts, but it's there if you want it. So yeah, Cody Rhodes figure. I wish him the best of luck in his future endeavors. So next up we have Wwe Maivia. Now Rocky was the first, well, this was the first iteration of The Rock that I ever saw, because when I started watching, he debuted about the same time. So I'm very familiar with this version of The Rock. This is a huge box. It barely fits in the frame here. So let me open this up and we'll get to the figure. So a common question I got on the last video is, do I trade? And no, typically I don't trade figures. I just, you know, I don't know, trust issues, I guess, just being cautious or whatever. That doesn't mean that I've never traded figures or won't ever trade figures, but for the most part, no. And then another common question I got was, can I have, people asking if they can have my figures. No, you cannot have my figures. Obviously not. Alright, so here we go with Wwe Maivia. And I actually have the Jax Rocky Maivia, the original one that was made when he was still Rocky Maivia. And I love that figure, actually. That figure was champion in my figure fed when I was a kid for a very long time. And I'll talk about all that in my childhood collection video. But this figure right here is actually really, really good. And I passed on this figure. I've actually been kind of wanting this figure for a while, but I keep passing on it. And it's one of those figures that in my area stayed on the shelves for quite a long time. I guess people just didn't really care for, Rocky Maivia. He's a white meat baby face with some, kind of out there designs, but I actually like it. I mean, it's cool. It's colorful. For a figure, I think it works really well. Let's take this off here. So there's a little clip underneath here, just plastic fitting into another piece of plastic here. You can take that off right there and get down to the figure. He's got his crazy curly hair up here on top, and then he's got the blue elbow pads with the tribal design in green and white. Green and blue, I think, are a great combination of colors, so very cool to see on a figure. And this is painted really well too. We've got the design there on the front, and then not much of a design on the back, kind of ends there. And then you have the knee pads with the design on them, and then this is interesting on this figure. So you've got the white boots with the Rock always had the cutout on the back to show his calf, or for calf flexibility. I don't know why he did that, but I guess maybe a design choice. Anyway, they actually did that on these boots here. I guess my problem with them, and they actually are like hard plastic, molded, but you can like see into them and everything. So I don't know 100% how this works. It seems like they have some slack in them, so these aren't glued on the back, but they don't go up far enough. They should be like way up here, in my opinion. Instead, they're kind of scrunched down. I don't know if that's just because of the packaging over time or what. But overall, I really like this figure. Really good figure, and I got it for $10 at Target because they were doing a $10 sale on the Hall of Fame figures, and this qualified as a Hall of Fame figure. So yeah, good pickup actually. I really like this one. I don't know if he'll go over my original Jax figure, but still very good right here. Oh, one more thing, a little closer look, I guess, at the shoulder dress thing. These are actual like cloth material, so that's great, and they hang down. So this is what I was talking about with the Finn Balor figure. I wish that his stuff was like this, but it wasn't. But this is very nice that they did it for this figure. So next up we have Daniel Bryan, and this is the Toys R Us pay-per-view WrestleMania 30 figure, and he comes with two championship belts, the WWE Championship and the World's Heavyweight Championship. And this is also Build-A-Figure for Kane. So I'm not huge on the Build-A-Figures, but let's open this one up and take a closer look. So I noticed that on some pictures I see on some Facebook groups that people actually open these up in the store and like steal the title belts. That never happens where I live at all. I've never seen that in stores. That sucks. If you're in an area that does that, very sorry for that. Alright, so first off we have our arms here for the Corporate Kane figure. If you buy all the Build-A-Figure figures for Corporate Kane, you can do that. So I don't plan on doing that, but yeah, Kane's arms. So also we have the WWE Championship here. This is the championship with the scratch logo on it. Doesn't have the special plates for Daniel Bryan. I don't know if he had special plates, honestly. I'm sure he did, but he didn't hold the title for very long. And then you have the World's Heavyweight Championship as well. I really like this belt, actually. The material, the gold paint on there, just looks really good, really shiny, and really substantial. This is much better than the Jax World Heavyweight title that they made, and they even did the red jewels around the end there. So you get both of those championships, as Daniel Bryan won those titles at WrestleMania 30. Now, as for the Bryan figure, so the first thing I'm going to look at here is the boots. And I'm going to tell you something about the boots here. These were supposed to be like fuzzy. So, like when he came out at WrestleMania 30 with these on, I think it's the first time he ever wore them, to my knowledge at least, they were like caveman fuzzy boots, which was interesting. I wasn't a big fan of them, but here on this figure, they aren't fuzzy. They're just paint, gray paint on there. So the designs on the kick pads are pretty nice, though. And you have the Daniel Bryan logo on the knee pads here. And then the trunks are the black, gray, and white design. Then we've got the beard head scan. So this is my first Daniel Bryan that's bearded. My other two, I have the first Daniel Bryan that was ever released, the basic Nexus line. And then I have the one that came with the United States title that they released probably about 5 years ago. This is my next Daniel Bryan in line here. And he's got the beard with the long hair. What's interesting about the beard is that he it's like kind of frowned and everything. So and the lips aren't pronounced enough. So it looks like this is all his lip right here, and it looks kind of like a fish of some sort, which is interesting. So I'm not a huge fan of the beard mold that they did for this, or at least the way they painted it up. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I do like the figure overall, and I do like the fact that it comes with the WWE Championship and the World's Heavyweight title, because these I do not have for the Mattel figure. Yeah, I can't get him to go, but there you go. Daniel Bryan. Alright, so next up we have Sting. Defining moments. The Crow Sting, I guess you would say. I've been wanting this figure for a while. Another figure I've been wanting for a while, and I just, kept passing on it. Probably because I wasn't collecting figures at the time, so I kept passing on it, but with this Sting, I actually think that it might be one of the better figures Mattel's ever made, but to be sure, gotta open it up. So defining moment boxes are a little interesting to open here, because I've got this part here. Take the bat out. Alright, so here we have Sting. The bat didn't really want to fit into his hand very well, but it did fit. The bat is kind of crooked because that's just the way the bats seem to always go in every single figure. It always seems to be crooked. Or sword, or whatever it is, whatever preference of figure you like. It always seems like that long, cheap plastic thing is always bent. But anyway, to the figure itself, yeah, this is honestly one of the best figures I've ever seen anywhere. They nailed the figure right now, just how I'm looking at it. I haven't taken off the jacket yet, so I guess I have to reserve judgment on that. But the face paint is phenomenal. The bat that comes with it, bonus points. The jacket is actual cloth. It is not hard plastic. And for these defining moment figures, you're paying a little bit extra. You're paying $25, $26 for the defining moments figure, so they should be a little bit better. They should come with a little more quality for sure. But just great that they got that in. It just looks fantastic. They just did a great job on it. But let's take off the jacket and kind of examine this figure a little bit more. Alright, so now we have the jacket off, and we can see that the Scorpion logo is on the front here, and it comes down. I'd have to look online to see exactly what he looked like at Starrcade 97. This is what that figure is from. He's got the shoulder pads up here at the top. And of course, one of the cool things I always liked with Sting and Sting figures is the pads right here on the legs. And of course on the crotch too. But that just always looked pretty cool. You've got the belt buckle boots there. and the short hair. Just, yeah, I love this figure. It's fantastic. It's just absolutely fantastic. Great job on this figure with the bat, with the jacket, the face paint. He even got the little necklace right here, which is not movable. It's actually molded onto him. So, but yeah, I'd have to look. I'm gonna look real quick and see what he looked like at Starrcade '97. So yeah, this looks pretty much spot on. The only thing that I can really tell offhand, there's a little plastic chip right here. You can just pick that off, and there it goes. Is on the gloves. He had mechanics gloves, and obviously they probably wouldn't be able to license that. They might not even want to license that, but yeah, there's no... They could have just done some white writing on the gloves. They didn't have to do mechanics, but yeah. Other than that, one of the best figures I've ever bought from Mattel. Hands down. Alright, and we go from one Sting to another. It's the Great American Bash Sting from 1990 when he fought Ric Flair for the world's title. And actually, just noticed this is off here. Oh well. But yeah, we'll open this up and we'll see how it compares to the Sting that we just opened up. Alright, here we have Sting from the Great American Bash 1990. He's got this American jacket on, and you can't put his arms down. This reminds me of A Christmas Story. I can't put my arms down. Whoa. So that's completely opposite of what we got with the Sting we just saw. And perhaps it's like that because they had to paint it with all these designs, the red, white, and blue, and the stars and everything like that. I don't know for sure if that's the reason why, but this definitely doesn't look as good as the cloth jacket that the other Sting had. So let's go ahead and take off the jacket now. And it just has this little clip, just like the shirts do. That one plastic clips into the hole. And, oh gosh, I think this is going to be tough to take off. So I tried and tried and tried and tried to get this jacket off. I turned the camera off just because it took that long. I can't get it off. It is like stuck on there, not glued or anything like that, but the plastic is so hard and it's just so weird that you can get it off. I've seen people get it off, but I can't get it off right now. So unfortunately, I can't show you what's underneath, but I guess nothing special underneath. So there's the face painted, and this is kind of one of the biggest flaws of the figure. One, it looks weird. Two, it kind of rounds here. It doesn't go all the way up, which in pictures, it goes all the way up to the hairline. They did get the little rat tail in the back here, which is nice. Here we have the design on the tights, the scorpion in red and white stripes, the white boots. There's also something with the boots. There's actually a variant of this figure they release, probably not purposefully, but that has the laces and not just the boot material. So just be aware of that when you're picking this figure up, depending on which one you want. But yeah, because I cannot get this jacket off, and because they went with hard plastic instead of cloth in a Defining Moments figure, I'm pretty disappointed in this one, especially with the face. A lot of people say he looks like Beavis from Beavis and Butthead. But yeah, this is a shame. I'm going to have to get this jacket off somehow. I don't know how, but yeah. There's the Great American Bash Sting. So next up we have the Ringmaster, Steve Austin, in a Network Spotlight Special Edition. I got this at Toys R Us. I think all these Network Spotlights are Toys R Us exclusives. But it comes with the $1 Million Championship, which I already have with, it came with Ted DiBiase, and I wasn't a fan because it was all plastic, and it would be nice to have a shiny. Same with this one. It's the same exact belt. So let's take a look at this one right here. Alright, here we have Steve Austin, the $1 Million Champion, the Ringmaster. Obviously, when Stone Cold came into the WWF, he wasn't Stone Cold. They brought him in as the Ringmaster. and teamed him up with Ted DiBiase as his manager, gave him the $1 Million Championship. Obviously, that didn't work out too well, and they let him go as Stone Cold, and yeah, the rest is history. This figure comes with one elbow pad here, black, two white painted wrists. He actually has hair, which I don't remember all the Steve Austin figures, but might be the first ever Steve Austin figure with hair, unless Stunning Steve had one, or the original Ringmaster had one. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, he's a bit thick in the chin area, I guess. He kind of looks like, yeah, kind of looks like Steve and kind of doesn't. Kind of in the middle there. Just like a corn-fed version of Steve Austin. He comes with green tights. I don't know how well that's coming off on the camera, but these are actually green tights. They're very dark green. I like that. That's cool. He also has two black knee pads and stars on his white boots right there. So pretty basic figure, but it's cool to have a different version of Steve Austin. They release so many Steve Austin figures, and they're all Stone Cold. It's great to finally have this one. It'd be cool to have, you know, a Stunning Steve figure from WCW, or even a Steve Austin from ECW figure. That would be pretty cool too, but this is not a bad figure at all. It's just very basic, so don't expect a whole lot. Alright, so now we're down to our very last figure to open here. It's a Network Spotlight exclusive Shawn Michaels from his ladder match with Razor Ramon. Not the WrestleMania 10 ladder match, but their SummerSlam ladder match in August of 1995. So yeah, let's open this one up here. Alright, here we have our Shawn Michaels in blue attire with the blue hearts and everything. So what's interesting about this figure is the head scan, most of all. If you look here, the hair is weird. It's supposed to be like slicked back and everything, but it's kind of poofed up right here. So it definitely a mullet. And I'm not saying that Shawn Michaels never had a mullet. I don't really remember exactly what he looked like in this match. The picture on the box, though... Let me grab the box real quick. So the picture on the box right here, get the glare off the light. I mean, if that's the actual picture right there of what he looked like right then this is not very good. I mean, it's not the worst I've ever seen, but it definitely looks a bit off. So this figure is obviously very skinny, as Shawn Michaels was. On the back here, Heartbreak Kid with the blue designs. He's got kind of a blue and black zebra print on the tights, as well as his hand, wrist guard things, whatever those are called. Then you have the white boots here, which are just plain. Yeah, so pretty okay figure. Nothing too special about it. I know a lot of people have been taking the head off of this and swapping it with another head. This is my first Mattel ladder here. I don't know who else has a ladder in the Mattel figures that they come with. Whoa, almost knocked him off the ladder. But yeah, so let me try to raise that up a bit. There we go. But anyway, the Shawn Michaels figure is okay. It's not too good. It's not too bad, to be honest with you. It's just kind of in the middle. Obviously, that orange ladder is probably what's driving people to really buy this figure. And, you know, the figure itself isn't too bad, but it's just not spectacular. Obviously, the best figure that I opened today was probably the Sting figure, followed by the Rocky Maivia figure. So if you've ever decided, or if you ever thought to yourself, you know, I kind of want those, I would say go for it. They seem pretty worth it to me. But anyway, that's going to do it for this figure unboxing and review video. Probably more coming your way soon. San Diego Comic-Con just hit, and there's a bunch of new figures that were announced, and there's a couple on my list, including the Jerry Lawler, the Bailey Elite, the Sasha Banks Elite, the Tugboat. There's a few other ones that I just can't think of off the top of my head. There's a new Bam Bam Bigelow coming, so lots of good stuff coming your way. And don't forget to like the video, to share it around to other figure collectors so they can kind of check these out. If they've been on the fence for a couple of figures, maybe they can take a look at them up close. Also, don't forget to subscribe for more figure reviews and unboxings eventually. I'm pretty much doing one every 2 months now. I'll probably be doing a childhood collection video here in the next couple weeks or so. These videos take a long time to film, about an hour or two, and then edit and everything together. So it just depends on when I can find the time to do so. Anyway, if you subscribe, then you'll get to see that whenever it comes out, plus all my wrestling game reviews that I'm making. A lot of wrestling content on here. It's not a wrestling specific channel, but there is a lot of wrestling content. So thank you again for watching. Until next time, see you guys later.